Hey folks, welcome to another VR video. Before we get started, I just want to mention that everything in this video was sponsored by MetaQuest. My travel, accommodations, food, and the experiences that I'm about to share were all funded by MetaQuest. MetaQuest and Luxottica invited me to attend a press demo to try out their new products, the Ray-Ban Meta Collection and MetaQuest 3, in New York City, alongside some of my fellow content creators. Both of those devices were announced today at MetaConnect, so if you want more information, check out the MetaConnect media and you'll be able to find blog entries and keynotes and lots of other details that I'm not going to share in this video. In New York, we started out with a bit of a walkthrough of a room full of MetaQuest 3 options and Ray-Ban Meta Collection options scattered throughout. It was fun to not just see those products up close, but also experience my fellow creators seeing those devices up close for the first time. It was easy to see that the Quest 3 is shipping with a lot of customization options. We got to see the standard Quest 3 with its Touch Plus controllers and sadly a Meta button replacing the Oculus button, a version of the Quest 3 and Touch Plus on the charging dock, the Elemental Blue and Blood Orange facial interface and head strap, and one that had the silicone facial interface, Elite strap, and active straps for Touch Plus installed. Along the walls were different variants of the Ray-Ban Meta Collection in shiny and matte finishes, with the black, jeans, and caramel variants in multiple configurations, including the cool semi-translucent versions. Product representatives attending the event mentioned that there are over 150 different customization options available for the Ray-Ban Meta Collection glasses between the frame and lens options that are available. As a regular Ray-Ban Stories user, I was excited to check out the Ray-Ban Meta Collection to see what was changed. Ray-Ban Meta Collection took a lot of complaints that I had about the original version and addressed them. The nose pad is a bit more universal and usable for different nose sizes and nose types and is a softer material. The video quality is much improved using a 12 megapixel sensor as opposed to the 5 megapixel sensor that was in the Ray-Ban Stories. It's also capturing in portrait mode as opposed to the square image that was captured with the Ray-Ban Stories. The audio is outstanding. They still have the same 2 open-ear speaker system, but they've improved the speakers and they have a custom 5 mic array for capturing your audio. That allows for something called immersive audio. It is not the same thing as spatial audio, but it gives you the sensation, if someone's walking around you, of hearing their movement as they move around on both the right and left channels of the speakers. It was a pretty cool sensation, and I'm glad that they integrated that into the glasses. In addition to audio and video updates, they've also updated the LED sensors. The LED sensor was really hard for me to see, particularly because I tend to wear my Ray-Ban Stories outside of my regular glasses. And that would cover up the LED sensor internally on the glasses, and sometimes I try to capture footage or photos and didn't actually capture what I intended because I didn't see the LED flashing or solid in my iframe. That's all been solved. They actually moved the LED sensor down to a position that is much more viewable inside the glasses, as well as made the external LED pulse so that it actually is on the whole time that it's recording and makes it very present that you're recording or capturing photos. I think that's an important feature for privacy reasons. One other added feature is they added the ability to use the Ray-Ban Meta Collection glasses as a camera alongside your Instagram, so you can switch between your 2 phone cameras or multiple phone cameras and your Ray-Ban Stories to get kind of a first-person view. The capture length is still limited to 60 seconds. There's not the ability to live stream from the glasses for minutes or hours at a time, but I really do appreciate all the improvements. They've got 32 gigabytes of storage, and they're using the new Qualcomm Snapdragon AR1 Gen 1 platform for these glasses as well. The charging case is really cool as well. They've actually adopted the classic kind of leatherette Ray-Ban case. Should be much more pocketable than the Ray-Ban Stories case of old. And it's got a very nice indicator for whether it's charging or not, which again was kind of hard to see on the Ray-Ban Stories case. So I feel like the design notes were taken from the previous iteration, and almost everything was improved in this iteration. I'm definitely excited to check out the Ray-Ban Meta collection. I may actually make them my daily driver glasses. I currently wear Ray-Ban frames, but they are not ones that have any type of sensors or cameras or things of that nature in them. I tend to use my Ray-Ban stories during my work day when I'm listening to music and for capturing things like unboxings or things that I need a first-person view for. And I think that the Ray-Ban Meta collection will do that in a much better fashion. The Ray-Ban Meta collection are available for pre-order right now through meta.com, rayban.com, Best Buy, and Amazon here in the United States. And they're going to be available for purchase starting on October 17th when they ship out from meta.com, Ray-Ban stores, Lens Crafters, Amazon, Best Buy, and more. Ray-Ban Meta Collection glasses start at $299 for the standard lens, and depending on your configuration, options can cost upwards of $400. Up next, I got to check out for the very first time the Meta Quest 3 in a multiplayer demo called BAM, which is actually made by one of my favorite developer teams, iLlusions. And this was kind of a cross between Super Smash Bros. And a level in a game called Fall Guys that I play often. So I actually had an upper hand because I've played lots of Fall Guys, where you have to try to keep a specific object away from the other players. In this particular demo, I had the opportunity to play alongside vrgamerdude, Mateo311, and Otter Worldly, which was also kind of fun to just sit back, chill on a couch, and play a game with 3 other people in the same room. And through the pass-through mode on the Quest 3, I could actually see Otter and Mateo, or if I turned, I could see Don vrgamerdude as well. So it was really cool to have that experience. We could also converse with the other people in the room. There was side conversations going on, there was laughter, there was fun, and I really enjoyed the gameplay for this one. This was a game that stood out for me, and I feel like it's something that could be a title that really brings a lot of people, even families, into the fold. I'm also probably a little bit biased because I ended up winning that match against Don, Otter, and Mateo. Sorry, guys. But I really enjoyed what iLlusions brought to the table with this one, and I'm hoping to see a more full-fledged application in the future. Again, what I got to play at the press demo was indeed just a tech demo of this particular game. It was also cool because the folks that were handling the demo, when you take off your headset, will say, "Welcome back." And it was the first time I was welcomed back from virtual reality in the Meta Quest 3. Up next was the main event. I went downstairs to kind of a living room environment, and I put on a Quest 3, and I scanned the room for the first time using the depth sensor and color cameras for pass-through, and it automatically created a Guardian for me, which was really cool. And not only did it do that, but it also mapped out all of the furniture and even the humans. My good friend vrgamerdude was filming for me at the time, and you could see kind of a pixelated vrgamerdude shadow in the pass-through image, which was kind of cool if I got too close. The first game I got to check out was First Encounters, which is going to be the new user onboarding experience when you open up your Quest 3 for the first time. This one was a lot of fun. It had callbacks to the World Beyond, a previous tech demo that the folks at Meta shared, and it felt kind of like a family-friendly, accessible mixed reality shooter, if you will. There were these little furry ball-like aliens peeking around curtains and furniture in the demo space, as well as hopping out of the walls and the ceiling, and they were damaging things, cracking the walls and cracking the ceiling. And when that happened, you could see those cracks in the ceiling and in the walls and see into the real world. So it was cool to see kind of that blend and that mix of the virtual world and the real world. It was a great use of the pass-through feature, as well as kind of a fun way to get you moving around in the environment and learning a bit about how the Quest 3 system works itself. Up next, I got to shake my maracas one more time with Samba de Amigo. I played this one previously at PAX West, but this time I got introduced to a mixed reality version of Samba de Amigo. I really enjoyed this game. There was a product presentation prior to us checking out the Ray-Ban Meta Collection and Quest 3, and I was this one person that couldn't control my outburst and expressed my joy around this particular title. This is one that I think I'm going to be spending many hours playing in the future. It's a classic game that came out as far back as the Sega Dreamcast and is now fully realized in both virtual reality and a really cool mixed reality mode. I didn't even expect there to be mixed reality options for this particular game, but this is by far, outside of having actual shaking maracas controllers in front of an arcade machine, the best home experience you can have with Samba de Amigo, and I cannot wait for its launch sometime in October. If the folks at Sega are listening to this right now, I would really love to be a Samba de Amigo ambassador. And finally, I got to check out the highly anticipated Assassin's Creed Nexus. Now, I only got to play a single chapter for a period of time, but I had a lot of fun with this particular experience. I was really surprised at how natural and familiar the game felt to me in VR. It used familiar button combinations to perform actions throughout the level, buttons that I was familiar with from playing the game on console or on PC. I do suspect that some VR enthusiasts will be expecting a bit more physical of a game where you're using natural locomotion, or if you're using arm swing locomotion or things of that nature. But it really works the way that it was designed. I was concerned that the fast-paced movement and parkour would not always feel comfortable and I might get some motion sickness. But that didn't happen, and from what I understand, there are multiple comfort options to make sure that that doesn't happen for folks as well. I had a lot of fun with the freedom and optional challenges that are available in each level as well. It kind of felt like every other Ubisoft VR game they took design cues from. All of that has been integrated into a quality Assassin's Creed title. The graphics were great, the gameplay experience was great, and I did really feel like I was immersed in the game. So I'm excited for this one coming out in November. I also feel like the optional challenges give you the ability to have a lot of replayability in each level on this one. The MetaQuest 3 is available in two different iterations, a 128 gigabyte model at $499.99, or a 512 gigabyte model at $649.99, with a whole slew of accessories available officially. You can pre-order today on meta.com, and it ships out on the 10th of October, so not that far away. I do also want to mention that if you purchase a MetaQuest 3 prior to January 27th, 2024, you'll also get a free copy of Asgard's Wrath 2 with your purchase. If you purchase the 512 gigabyte model, you'll also get a 6-month MetaQuest Plus subscription included for free with your purchase. One of the things I do want to mention also is that all of the titles that I played on the MetaQuest 3 will also work on the Quest 2 and Quest Pro. It's also important to note that all of the titles that work with the Quest 2 and Quest Pro will work with the Quest 3. So that cross-compatibility gives the Quest 3 hundreds of titles on the Quest Store, and also lots of titles on App Lab or SideQuest to play as well. As a VR content creator, I don't get invited to a lot of press experiences, and this one was pretty cool. I got to try a lot of varied experiences on both the MetaQuest 3 and a really stellar walkthrough of the Ray-Ban Meta Collection. Many thanks to the folks at MetaQuest and Luxottica for this opportunity. It was great to see my fellow content creators, and I'll see some folks around Connect, even though I won't be attending. Looking forward to sharing more with the MetaQuest 3 hopefully in the future, as well as continuing to play awesome experiences on other VR and AR platforms as well. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll be back with more content soon. Until next time, get out there and enjoy some VR for yourself, and thanks for watching.